Y'all would not believe what just happened. I'm sitting up here talking. I had my whole countdown going. It did this whole thing. I had my whole intro. I had my thing covering the mouth. I did the introduction for the new mask and all that, so y'all can see what we got going here. Y'all can pick up a new Maca mask if you need it, if you got it, if you want it. I was on time. I'm saying all that to say, after my countdown stopped, I just started flowing. You know what I mean? Doing my thing, vibing out and stuff like that. Not even realizing I ain't even hit the go live button. You know what I mean? So I'm out here just talking to the camera. Whole time I ain't even live to y'all. So good morning, happy Malcolm Tuesday. You know what I mean? This is another episode of Morning Joe with King Phillip. You know what I mean? I'm your host, King Phillip. You refer to me as King. You know what I mean? That's where I'm putting myself as a black man. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing rocking. We got a full and just to reiterate what I was just saying when y'all didn't hear me. All right. This has got to be the nastiest, the nastiest cup of tea that I've made so far. All right. Reason being is because I don't have any more honey. I'm all out of honey. And it's all bad right now, but I'm gonna still make it do what it do. Because I'm a G. You see, that shit's nasty. That shit is nasty. I can't do it. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know how y'all do tea unsweetened, but I'm East Side, baby. We need something in our tea. But this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the disclaimer out there for y'all. This episode, you know what I mean? This podcast series is a part of the Make a Culture move, where we're looking at, the destructive behaviors within the black culture, black and brown culture, that's very destructive, very deadly, that we just shrug off like it's not a problem. All right. And we're addressing those problems, we're addressing those issues, and we're also providing solutions. So with that being said, a lot of what we're doing, a lot of what I'm supplying on here, this knowledge is experience-based. All right. Experience-based. All right. Said that to say, if you take whatever we say personal, please look in the mirror and reflect on why. All right. Because there's been a whole lot of stuff that's been going on in our community that nobody is saying too much about. All right. Let me go ahead and do these quick little banners, you know what I mean? So y'all can see where we vibing out. If y'all haven't checked out our website already, that thing is nuts. You know what I mean? Makeachessmove.org. Go check that out. If you want to make a donation, go ahead and make a donation. But sign up for a recurring one if you want to really do something, you know what I mean? And we let you know where that money is going too. All right. Also, please go like our Facebook page if you haven't done so already. You know what I mean? /Macam303. Everything is /Macam303. Check out the Instagram. Check out the Twitter. Check out the Tumblr. Check out the Pinterest. You know what I mean? We got all that. All right. So, quick little disclaimer. Quick little put the info out there. If y'all can't hear me, please say something. Because the last episode I came back in and tapped in. I listened to these conversations. Please. If you can't hear me, say something, because I could barely hear myself. And I'm like, y'all, the whole time can barely hear me. And I'm saying, if you can barely hear me, say something. If you can barely hear me, say something. Y'all want it? Okay. You know what? I'm going to let y'all live. All right. But I want to go ahead and introduce something with y'all while we're here. You know what I mean? I'm big on building relationships. I'm huge on relationships. We'll get to that too. So I want to introduce what we call a Tuss Whitaker. You know what I mean? And this is an activity that we do in the classes and stuff like that. This is a whole nother way of introducing it. All right. Because usually I'm in a class with somebody and I tell them to give me a Tuss Whitaker. And then they'd be looking like, a what? I'm like, give me a Tuss Whitaker. You heard what I said? Give me a Tuss Whitaker. They be like, a Tuss Whitaker? I don't know what a Tuss Whitaker is. I'm like, huh? How you not know what a Tuss Whitaker is? Then I ask them, I'm like, how old are you? Some of y'all probably thinking, what is a Tuss Whitaker? I don't know what a Tuss Whitaker is. And I will ask you, how old are you? However old you say you are, I throw in, okay. And you don't know what a Tuss Whitaker is? Did you graduate from high school? All right, let me ask this question. Do you wipe your own ass? Hey, this is a whole scenario. So the Tuss Whitakers, I even pull it out. I'll spell it for you. And if you see how I spell, then it might ring a bell. It's spelled TUSWDK. Tuss Whitaker. All right. Go through that whole thing. Long story short, they don't figure it out. That's the whole part of the activity too. But I end up telling them it means tell us something we don't know. And it could be anything about you. And it has to be about you though. So during these lives and stuff like that, I want to know who's tapping in. I want to get to know a little bit about y'all. So I share Tuss Whitaker about myself. Some of y'all know, some of y'all don't. But we're gonna start this like everybody don't know me. Because the thing with Tuss Whitaker is if one person know what you're gonna share, you have to dig a little deeper and find something else to share. So my Tuss Whitaker that I'm gonna share with y'all today is when I was younger, I'm gonna say Tyler, between before 10. All right. Maybe 10 may have been the cutoff, but instead of peeing in the bed, I used to boo boo on the bed. You know what I mean? It was real live. All right. So that's my Tuss Whitaker I'm gonna share with y'all today. You know what I mean? Um, you know, I've asked this question once before. Let me put my smiley face on here because this is not the move right now. All right. I I've asked this question before in one of the other podcast episodes. What is the Black agenda? I had a few people reach out to me to ask me to do a conversation on a few different topics. This the Black agenda again. I told them I talked about that already. But then they putting it back out there, man. You need to go ahead and touch that again. You know what I mean? One more time. So I'm asking them, what is the Black agenda? Because I'm asking that just because of the fact, I know a woman who has a radio station or a radio, you know what I mean? She got broadcast access. All right. And one thing that she did was she invited a chomo. All right. She invited a child molester who was convicted of fucking on a little girl. All right, I'm gonna say that much. This is a black woman invited this man, gave this man a platform to explain, to do whatever the fuck. She gave him the platform. This is a black woman in our community too. I'm not gonna put her out there. She know who she is. She know what happened. I said something about it. It all comes back down to healing what we say in our community. You know what I mean? We gotta heal and stuff like that. But we gave that person a platform. Me personally, niggas who they don't need no. I don't even know how you can even figure that a person who would how no said all that to say no. You know what I mean? I don't like dudes. I don't like people who fuck with babies. And when I say fuck with babies, I mean if you are an adult, hit me clearly. Please hit me clearly. 25 is truly stretching it. If you are an adult, and I'm talking 30 plus, 36 plus, you know what I mean? If you are an adult fucking with these babies, nigga, you suspect. And I'm saying something about it because that's a problem in our community that we just shrugging off like it's not a problem. And clearly it is. They got these little babies in their rap videos. Yeah, I'm taking it there. They got these little girls in their rap videos. And yeah, I'm calling y'all 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. I'm calling all of y'all little girls. All right. I truly feel like y'all earned y'all's age. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that much. Y'all, I truly feel like that y'all earned y'all's age. Peace G was having Happy Malcolm Tuesday, girly. But at the same time, y'all are not there yet. Y'all are not there. Y'all are not ripe. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. And these niggas is taking advantage of that. So to give that man a platform, yeah, he is a black man. I don't care about none of that. None of these niggas get passes. You know what I mean? None of these black folks, none of these nobodies get passes when it comes to shit that's destroying our community. All right, that's first and foremost. All right. Um, so what was the purpose behind that? This is I mean, again, this black woman, she's very highly respected in the community. You know what I mean? She got her diplomas or her diplomats and everything on her back. You know, I mean, what was that purpose though? You know what I mean? Another thing, you know, something that's coming up, something that just came to my attention on a book. Um, I for those who know me, know I'm so east side. All right, so east side. I'm on the east side right now. I love the east side. There's nothing gang banger about being an east sider. All right, it's an aura. It's a kind of walk that you carry. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you it's how you do things. You know, the funniest thing that happened at that basketball, you know, I'm still up riding that wave too. And y'all heard me for the past 3 episodes. I've been talking about that tournament that young E Huff had put together with the East End Visions. You know what I mean? Long story short, my man Niles, he said one of the most disrespectfulest things I ever heard somebody ever say. He said, "Nigga, you acting like a nigga from the ACO." I mean, I'm just an East Sider, but I'm so East Side. All right. With that being said, I'm so community driven. I'm so about the community that when I hear national talk and doing work all across all across the city, you know what I mean? I'm getting to like, man, how can we do work on the west side in Highlands? Okay, that's close. You know what I mean? Those communities are close. Then we stretch into a north side. You know what I mean? Then stretching all the way to Park Hill, the east side. Then we stretching all the way to Aurora, Montbello, Green Valley. You know, that's a wide range for people to do effective work. All right. And I don't think it's possible. Nephew, happy Malcolm Tuesday, man. It's good to see you tapped in. Um, I don't think it's effective work just because of the fact you are stretched that far. I truly do not believe that you take the time to build those relationships with everybody in that community who you are working with. So, said that to say, you know, I'm so east side. You know, we here on the east side, all the work that I'm doing is on the east side. You know, it's not that that Malcolm isn't needed elsewhere. You know, I'm just specializing. I do what I'm best at. I do it where I'm best at. All right. And I'm best on the east side. I built the most relationships with those on the east side. You know what I mean? I've been supported by those on the east side. You know, so it comes down to it only feels right to come back to the east side. Saying all that to say, I've seen a lot of stuff go down on the east side that I'm not proud of at all. Mind you, I've been working in the community, doing community work at Youth Biz as a trainee at 14. I'm 36 right now. All right. I've been in here for a while, so I've seen who's been here and I've seen who's just popped up all of a sudden. Y'all niggas want all this respect. Y'all, man, I just heard of y'all, some of y'all, you know what I mean? But saying all that, bro, what's good with you? Happy Malcolm Tuesday. You know what I mean? Saying all that to say, you know, Candy C. the councilwoman in District 9, East Side's councilwoman, went to Manual High School with us. She's so East Side. That's why she came back. She saw what somebody who wasn't from the East Side came to the East Side and the damage that he was doing. You know, the generational damage. And then we as black folks want to excuse that shit. We as black folks want to say, oh, well, we should focus on what the real problems is. like this nigga wasn't a part of creating these issues that's getting black folks pushed out of the east side, that's getting these businesses and these predatory. But it didn't start just there. You know what I mean? I'm saying all that to say, how, we talking about the black agenda. How do we how do the community vote a nigga out for many reasons, but then some community organizations welcome the nigga back in, give them the platform to I'm getting confused on why we giving people who are destroying our community platforms to I don't know, I'm gonna say it, to repair the damage that they caused. Why are we giving them platforms to build relationships now that they ain't in those positions anymore? You know what I mean? To say, okay, well, that happened, but this is what I have to offer right now. I've said everybody got a price. I kind of stand behind that because what I heard says differently than what is being shown. This the community voted this man out. You know what I mean? The community voted him out. I don't know. But that's a problem. You know what I mean? I don't know if let me be more specific. Albus Brooks, the old councilman. All right, we're gonna put names and stuff out there right now because it's already out there for the world on social media. It's an event that's being pushed by the Black Business Initiative. You know what I mean? Whereas construction involved. All right, Albus Brooks right now, he's the vice president of a construction company. All right, I'm not gonna talk about what was done in his tenure in office that got him into that position as well. I'm not going to talk about that, but he caused a lot of damage on the east side. Mind you, Albus was my old mentor. You know what I mean? I cut the relationship off just because of the fact I see his definition as a mentor wasn't the same as my definition as a mentor. All right. So the reason for me not riding his wave is not for personal reasons, and I have personal reasons for not riding his wave. My reasons is for the damage he's done, the generational damage he's done in the community. All right. They gave him a platform to explain how to be somewhat successful in the construction business, in the construction industry. Like he's the only Black man who can give this topic, who can say how to be successful in this from vice president. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is the agenda? What is the means? How are we truly building as a community? You know what I mean? So, that's a conversation that folks aren't really looking at in terms of if the nigga came and displaced and played a role in the eminent domain. I'm talking about eminent domain. Why give him the opportunity to talk to those who he pushed out? That's all I'm saying. Why? I mean, I know the reasons. It come back down to the Black elite. There's a group of Black folks with a whole lot of money in the city, and there's folks who still trying their damnedest, trying their hardest to get and be a part of that Black elite. You know what I mean? They trying so hard to be a part of that Black elite. They're doing things like this Why? I mean, I'm coming back down to, you know, they have their group. They give their awards. They give their money out. That money stays within those families, within that group. And I'm done talking. I'm done trying to expose that black elite, because at the end of the day, people they come back around and say, well, you're just attacking us. You're just attacking the community. You're just attacking what we're doing for our community. And now it's, oh man. But that saying that to say, you know what I mean, that's part of the reason why he's being welcomed back in the community like this. You know what I mean? And again, if y'all go look at the post, I'm gonna share it later. If y'all go look at the post, just look at who's liking the post. Look at the emojis. You can see who's who on the post. Click the likes, you know what I mean? Because it got the angry face, it got the claps, it got the thumbs up, it got the ha. Oh, it got all them. See, you can see who's who, and it'll give you a snippet of the community who's not for the shit, and it'll give you a snippet of the black elite who's kissing that ass to and the ones who's the ass kissers. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it got in that post. I'm thinking of them right now. It got the ass kissers, it got the black elite, and it got the community. Community's like, man, fuck him. I want the heads with him. That's what was written on the post. I want the heads with him. I just tell him, please be easy. He's the police caller. He looked like the police caller. Stay focused, King. You know what I mean? That's my message to him. Like, nah, don't get into that. You don't want to. Like, it's not worth it. But you can see the difference. Another post, and it's all coming back down to, these are me challenging black folks. This is me challenging stuff that's not right in my perspective. All right, again, my right is not everybody's right. My right is not the right. All right, but it's me challenging. Another thing, I had a dude, so I forget which post this was. I don't know if it was talking about Chauncey, um, or some more of the black elite. But I gotta find what the dude has said. But I didn't even read what was said to me in terms of a rebuttal. You know what I mean? Because I read the first sentence. I read who it was coming from. I ain't gonna put your news out there, homie. I'm gonna just say, before you can come to me, all right, number one, and try to check me on anything at all, get your household right. Stop cheating on your women just because y'all have a little, you know what I mean? Hold your black women up if we kings and if we doing so much work for the community. All right, I ain't gonna put you out there, but I'm sure you'll tap in. I'm sure somebody here, I just supported y'all's little event. You know what I mean? Brought my tribe. All right, I'm gonna just say, uh, yeah, don't do it. You know what I mean? Get your home right. Get your foundation straight. Respect these black women. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Shouldn't be no reason for your life is playing out like it is. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. And it's fucked up. Next topic though. So this topic was brought to me. Somebody had asked me, Phillip, um, you should talk about the black folks, and then you should talk about the Hebrews, the original Jews. Is there a us versus them? Why is there an us versus them? Is there an us versus them? I'm talking about this. I mean, this is a topic that let me come back. I fuck with the Hebrews, all right? I fuck with the Israelites. You know what I mean? Um, but I do see a division. I do see it. You know, when community events go on and they're invited, but they come, and I'm speaking of some of the men specifically. I haven't heard too much from the women, but I'm speaking on the men. I don't know if it's a weakness that us black men have when we get around black women, but I was told, I gotta get out of here. It vexed my spirit. My spirit's vexed because black women are out there comfortable in their skin, proud in their culture, and they showing skin. They got little shorts on, they got little booty type dresses on. These are little girls again. They vexed. Me, I'm out there playing chess. I'm out there playing chess. I'm out there enjoying the ball game. I'm out there enjoying the company of the community. The east side that was out there. That's I'm speaking of again specifically E Huff's event. My spirit wasn't vexed. I didn't feel no kind of way about my people. But then again, these are black folks in Denver. These is black folks on the east side. These is black folks coming for the same purpose, supporting another young man in the community that's doing something positive in our community. All right. Put that out there. I've been invited to the schools a couple of times. You know what I mean? So I can't say that there's no invitations coming out to us to come to them. And again, is that the us versus them mentality? How come there's not more of us? And I'm talking the real east side babies. I'm talking about the ones with that mentality going to the schools. How come those relationships aren't more solidified? How come the Trey Deuces? How come the Trey Treys, the Trey O's? How come there's not too many of them coming down there to the school? And I ain't talking about the ones who probably dipped into the game banking and then was snatched up and y'all got them. I'm talking about the ones who's certified, who's official, who's out there early mornings clocking, late nights clocking. You know what I mean? I know some Israelites too who don't fuck with the mass when it comes to them. They just do their own thing. They stay out the way, but they still practice and they still live in their own truth. They still smoke bud. They still drink. You know what I mean? They still dibbling, dabbling in things that's not of the truth. So does that make them like, how come there's that division? Because there's a whole black community and they will not accept the term black. First of all, let me take that back. There's a whole Hebrew community. Folks with similar skin complexion. A lot of people get lost behind wording that we go over some of the simplest things. You know what I mean? For example, black on black crime. Oh, it's not white on white. You don't hear about Mexican on Mexican. You don't hear about brown on brown, yellow on yellow crime. This system, nigga, you don't see the fact that this nigga right here just shot and killed this nigga over here. Some of the simplest things get truly blown out of proportion. So looking at blacks versus Hebrews, I was just told, you know what I mean, that from a young Hebrew, you know what I mean, from a young Hebrew Israelite, young lady, she wasn't black. She said, "I'm not black." I said, "Okay, all right, that's nice to know." You know what I mean? So I came back around and had that conversation with her. She broke it down to me like, okay, according to the Bible, there were black folks and there were Hebrews. I'm a Hebrew. Okay. Still a nigga. Call it what you want to call it. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Still a nigga. So we're creating these divisions within our own community where we'll stand up for one for a specific black folks, but we won't stand up for all black folks. And what I'm talking about specifically, I mean, I just hit it already. We're not um I don't see that connection. I don't see that connection. You know what I mean? I don't see um why the leadership creates a division amongst people that look like them, that's suffering through the same injustices that they are. That I don't I'm trying to see what needs to happen to mend that. You know what I mean? How can it be? I mean, it shouldn't have to be y'all come to us or we come to y'all. Why can't we meet somewhere together and mend that bridge and not try to talk down on somebody? But I don't want y'all to not tell nobody's truth. I just know niggas ain't trying to hear somebody else who come from the same struggles that they coming from, who's still struggling, who's still seen as a nigga to this day. Now that they in their truth, they want to talk down on those who are still living, who's just living. I love God. God is my best friend. Period. I've recently been pushing God on folks, just in terms of, they will hit me up. Man, shit's going fucked up right now. My baby mama, she doing this to me. She got me on child support. My niggas ain't doing this. They just lost a whole bird. This, that, and the third. I'm like, look, the bottom line is, this is you. This is pushing you closer to God. That's all this is. You got to get closer to God and get away from these worldly things. Where I'm at right now as a black man, I'm back in my home with my family. I'm building my family up. I had to take time away from actually being in there. You know what I mean? Because I was out on some bullshit. Married, talking to other women, not being the example for my sons that I want, not being the example of a man for my daughters that I want. I was out here tripping. So I had to step back, get out of that whole situation, and truly look at myself. So when I'm talking to that dude about, nigga, you cannot say anything to me, is because you haven't looked at yourself. You haven't evaluated your mistakes. You haven't evaluated everything that you've done that got you to this fucked up position that you in. And I have. And I didn't like the fucked up position that I was in. I did not like that evaluation. I did not like the outcome of who I was becoming. So I had to do something. I had to do something. And that was me building that relationship with God. So coming back to, you know, is there us versus them? Of course there is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Of course there is. Um, how do we mend? How do we build? How do we get over that? Can we get over that? Because I know I know East Side babies. I know East Siders. I know their mentalities is you just can't talk to me any kind of way, nigga. Period. You can say one wrong thing and that's gonna be it. Period. It's always gonna be that wrong thing you said. Period. So and some of the and I can't even remember being locked up with an Israelite. But the few that I know is still they gonna say whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? It's they truth and they still gonna speak it, period, whether you like it or not. So there's the division right there. You know what I mean? There's no stand down. You know, we both in each other's faces like, go ahead, buck, fool, buck. You see my grades though? You know what I mean? Got a long gray under here. You know what I mean? Got a few long grays under there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm showing off my grays because these things about to come in thick because I'm about to grow my beard out too. You know what I mean? I got gang grays in here too. You know, I'm showing y'all my grades. This is completely off topic. But I'm showing y'all my grades because this is something that I have homies that didn't get to see. You know, I got older homies. I got a homie that's 48, old black dude. I call him old head for reals. You know, that's my nigga. 48. I asked him, I said, man, you get your prostate checked yet? You know, he laughing. He laughing like, nah, I ain't get it checked yet. You know what I mean? Nah, I ain't get it checked. I'm like, man, you better go get your prostate checked. I got another mentor. You know, he's 78. He got stage 4 prostate cancer. I got younger homies, all right, 22. I asked them when I'm talking to them, I'm asking them, are you going to live long enough to get your prostate checked? So when I'm talking about prostate checks and stuff like that, that's another rites of passage. We don't get to live long enough to get our prostate checked. I can't wait to get my prostate checked. Period. Fuck how a nigga feel about it. I want to live long. I want to see these is my fellas who I got tatted on me. I want to see all my guys babies. I want to see grandbabies. I want to see us get old with a beard full of gray hair. You know, I can't say I'm gonna have gray hair in my sideburns. You know what I mean? Y'all see them things is on stretch too, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna get some gray hairs in my sideburns. But I'm saying all that to say, you know, the gray hairs, the prostate conversations that I be having with black mans is all coming down to, you know, what we're doing. This division, how we living, is not gonna get us to getting our prostates checked. It's not gonna get us to, you know, 78. You know what I mean, Lord willing. So that was just my little A moment, you know what I mean? Just in my face and stuff like that. But get out my face. You know, again, it's a standstill, it's a standoff. And I don't have nobody backing down. So with the Hebrew Israelites, that community, they rocking with each other. They rocking with their own anyways, period. Do they truly want the unity of black folks who's not an Israelite without trying to convert them? Do they want that relationship? That's the question right there. I know black folks ain't trying to get converted or hear that conversion talk. They just like being around other black folks. But we ain't identifying as black. Can we speak on black issues in our community? Whew. Whew. Oh, that's like a white person speaking on black issues. Yeah, that's another question. If we do not identify as black, can we speak on black and brown issues? Can we speak on issues that's concerning black folks if you do not identify as black? And if you can, what's the difference between a white person who grew up around black folks, who a few of his black homies gave him a pass a few times for saying nigga, you know what I mean? What's the difference between a black person who identifies, a white person who identifies as being black, talking about black issues, and he's still enthralled in it, you know what I mean? He's still in it every day, than a black person who doesn't identify as being black, talking about black issues. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking. I'm just asking questions. That's one thing that I do. I ask questions. Let me talk about one more thing, because I had mentioned talking about relationships. Let me see how I can address this one right here, because we're gonna touch a few right here. Relationships take time to build. All right, I'm gonna say that starting off. But with that time, one thing within that time is understood is there's communication. There's got to be a communication in that time in order for any kind of relationship to be built. All right, that's number one. If I do not make any efforts to make any kind of communication with anybody, if I don't take that upon myself, you know what I mean? I'm not taking the initiative to build no relationships. So I do take the initiative to build relationships all the time. And I do make phone calls and stuff like that. All right. This is a recent situation that I went through. Boom. I'm calling a homie, quote unquote. Those are quotes. I'm calling a homie. All right. Boom. He's screaming. He said, I can't talk right now. I'll call you right back. All right. That's a bet. Going on about my day. I want to rap with him about something. You know what I mean? I want to check in, see how he doing and shit like that. He ain't called me right back. All right. A few days go past. Boom. That's me calling a homie again. All right. Homie. It's me calling the homie. All right. Boom. He screamed me again. He said, I'm in a meeting right now. I'll call you right back. I said, okay, bet. Boom. So I'm going about my day. I'm working, busy, same thing, usual. You know what I mean? Noticing he ain't called me back again. Both of those times I had called him in the evening time. All right. So I said, let me switch my strategy up. 7:00 in the morning. Boom. I'm calling. He screamed me again. He say, I'm gonna call you back in an hour. All right, I look 7:00. Okay, I give him time to get up, get ready. Okay. I mean, this is, you know what I mean? I'm starting to feel some kind of way at this point. All right, because this is me calling. You know what I mean? It's later on in the evening. I'm like, damn, he still ain't calling me back. What's going on? So it comes down to, I shoot him a text message. I tell him, look, I know you were busy, as am I. Uh, then I told him, I said, I want to challenge you to be impeccable with your word. No need to respond at this moment. All right. Then I think I said, like, I pray all is well or something like that. He hit me back mad, fume. I'm so disappointed in this text, man. I'm so disappointed in this text I received. You didn't even ask to see if I was good or anything like that. I'm going through a family situation. I'm like, damn. Like he said, you didn't even ask to see if I was good. Like the 3 phone calls that I got screened wasn't a gesture to check in. Like I was just calling to hear a nigga breathe. For one, I don't just call to hear a nigga breathe. I don't even like talking on the phone for one, just because my phone is still tapped to this day. They think Macam is dope. They think Macam is a new drug that I'm pushing to the community. And they wasting all these resources listening to my phone calls, recording my text messages and stuff like that. I don't even like talking on the phone. So for me to even pick up the phone, make the gesture, call you with intention to have a conversation with you, mind you, this person has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And if you were to include the Roman numerals, 14 letters after his name. PhDs, doctor, and all this shit. 14 letters after his name. Might be 16. I might be down, maybe cutting short a few. Saying all this to say, relationships take time to build, and you can't build a relationship when number one, there's no communication. You know, I ain't want to make no assumptions. I ain't want to do nothing. I ain't want to feel no kind of way because I don't want to make no assumptions. You know what I mean? So I truly do feel like I'm one of the easiest persons to get along with. I'm one of the easiest persons to figure out. And there's not too much figuring out that you need to do about me. You know, um, I'm very common sense centered. All right. Um, I'm very I peep disrespect on all spectrums. You know what I mean? So whether it's low key, lightweight disrespect or a very, very, I'm gonna beat your ass disrespectful. You know, I peep disrespect on different levels. I'm processing, I'm dealing with disrespect better because I don't handle being disrespect as good as I should. Um, but I'm not alone. That's another issue within our community too. You know, so saying all this to say, number one, let's look at solutions. All right. My first issue with giving black folks in the community a platform to quote unquote redeem themselves. Um, I do believe in healing. I do believe in people growing because I've grown and I am still growing. Chomos, fuck no. You know, them niggas need to die, period. That's how I feel personally. I don't like them. I don't, I don't, I don't respect y'all. There's nothing that I want to see. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? So no, there's no there's no rehabilitation when it comes to rapists, chomos, any of them. What up, Ronald? You know, and then from a black woman to give that black man a platform is it's there's no healing in that shit. So I'm saying all that to say, with giving chomos and everything a platform to excuse their behavior, if you do, you're a clown, you're a sucker, you're a bitch. Fuck you. All right, that's how I feel. Giving those who's destroyed communities, and I'm not just saying this because I feel some kind of way. I'm saying this because it has been told to me from community members in terms of the in terms of the generational damage that has been caused. So looking at that aspect, this is again, everything that I'm putting out there, you know, it's truly a internal reflection on myself. And again, it comes down to relationships and building with people and individuals. If you do take it upon yourself to reconnect with that individual is still showing ways of they're not gonna, then like there's no reason they need to talk to you, then just keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because you already peeped them. You already peeped them for their character, who they are. They're not gonna show that character and who they are around business folks, around them white folks, and around the community. You know what I mean? But individually, that dog ass you all day, every day. You know what I mean? So in terms of energy, don't put too much energy into that, just because of the fact their platform, their foundation is solidified, and there's not too much we as a community can do, because a lot of that money is generated by and from white people. So saying all that to say, you know, best that we can do is forgive them and not deal with them. It takes work. Healing is not easy. You know, I wanted to fight a few people, and I'm like, you know, fighting will only get the police called on me, because I told y'all growing up, we did these. You know what I mean? So when it come down to these things right here, I know how to use them, and it's real easy too. And I will beat a nigga up so badly that he'd call the police and press charges on me after he was like, "Come on, let's meet up." Nah. Coming to the blacks versus the Hebrew Israelites. What's the solution there? Because those are two powerful black communities that are divided. You know, just looking at the black folks in the community and the Hebrews, and I'm separating them because I just learned from them, the Hebrew Israelites, that they don't consider themselves black. They consider themselves Hebrew. All right. So these are two large black communities that's divided because of their beliefs. Honestly, a lot needs to be um, a lot needs to be put to the side in order for a conversation to even happen. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's key. That's key. I was just telling my man, you know, you. So coming back to this, I was just telling my man, we had a meeting yesterday, and he don't drive. First of all, this is my guy in a chair. He don't drive anywhere. So he left to get to the meeting, probably 2 hours. You know what I mean, to get to the meeting, and he get there 3 minutes before I'm pulling up. All right, we was both late. Um, Number one, he had called me and was like, "Yeah, nobody's here. The door's locked." Like, they ain't even take the audacity. They ain't even have the audacity to call or email to let us know that they changed the Zoom meeting the meeting to a Zoom meeting. My man Gerald, I'm on fire at this point. These niggas don't want to tell us, and then I'm on fire. My man Gerald, he's just like, just cool, calm, and collective. You know what I mean? That was, I had to tell him, you handle disrespect a whole lot better than I do. You know what I mean? So he's dealing with the situation, and I'm like, still fume because that was very disrespectful, regardless how folks see it. But we aren't black. That was the race we were assigned, with all disrespect. Okay. But black folks, I'm just saying, black folks, I was just saying too, how folks get so lost in terminology and the wording behind stuff too, that something as simple as us having the same pigment, folks will get systematic and very, again, black on black crime. I love that example. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ain't got nothing else to go. So if y'all get a moment too, like I was saying, I introduced the Tuss Whitaker earlier. You know what I mean? If you don't know what Tuss Whitaker is, you're going to have to tap in to rewind this video. But y'all drop in a couple of Tuss Whitakers. I'm trying to see and know something about y'all. You know what I mean? Tell us something we don't know about you. All right? I ain't got no more. I'm out of Joe. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for tapping in with us. I ain't even get to put my smiley face on here and let y'all know how I was feeling today. You know what I mean? It was that kind of day. It's good to see you, Miss Sharon. It's been that kind of day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm about to go ahead and tap in. I do read these comments. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me know how y'all feeling. Let me know if y'all got solutions outside of what I provided. All right, y'all mac them out there. Peace.